right, baseball fans, we're in for a treat today because EriqJaffe is with us, and he is one of the outstanding modders in the Out of the Park community. Eriq, thanks for coming on this stream. This is we've been talking back and forth by email through the forums, and this is the first time you and I actually get to meet up. This is kind of cool. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, this is so cool because if you can, kind of give us a little background. We're going to be sharing some of the ballparks today for people to look at. But you are, is that the title, modder? What would you call this? A member of the mod community? And how did you get into this?
Oh man, I've been modding games for as long as I've been playing games.
How long has that been?
Well, I've been playing Out of the Park since Out of the Park 3. And it goes back to, front page sports baseball games on the Commodore 64 growing up. It's just, whatever modding you could do with those.
So you were modding those games as a kid?
Well, trading rosters and stuff for them more than those really old ones, just because they weren't as flexible. But yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you started doing this. What kind of spurred this on? What was your first project when you decided specifically ballpark stadiums for Out of the Park? Like, do you remember the first ballpark and why you built it?
First one I did was Paramount Park. It was a fictional park in Los Angeles I did for a solo league that I was doing at the time, where I had a team in Los Angeles. And I had seen like Sylvan 14's tutorials and his work and thought, give that a try. And it turned out to be not as hard as I thought. So I just kind of I realized this is kind of fun. So I just kind of went from there.
Well, we're going to show 4 ballparks created by you for the Red Rock League today. This is going to be kind of our unveiling of these ballparks. And I figured we better get the creator, the designer, the architect of this whole dang thing. So are you ready to go?
I am ready to go.
All right, let's get started. Let's get in here, everybody. We're going to start with our first ballpark today, and it is Eriq Park. This is in Boulder City, Nevada. I'm going to share this with Eriq so he can see this real quick. And then Eriq, we're going to take the tour here today. And my goodness, this is Eriq Park. I don't have favorites. I can't have a favorite, but this is my favorite. I mean, first of all, tell us a little bit about, there's a lot going on here. Have you ever had a ballpark with a theme park and roller coasters and all this in the background?
Actually, one of the minor league parks I did, I can't remember which one at this point, actually did have a roller coaster just beyond the wall. Because in real life, there's a amusement park over there. So, I see a face that's backwards. Oh no!
You already immediately focused in on this, didn't you? That's your eye. That's your eye where you're immediately going, I gotta do that. Okay. But still, let's not look at the backward burgers. Burgers backwards and forwards are still the same burgers. They taste the same.
That's true. You have to eat them from inside the building. Yeah. When I remember, I think you're the one who mentioned that that there was the amusement park off to the side here. So a lot of those models are actually taken out of the 3D warehouse. I can't lay claim to creating all of those little accessories to the park. I do have to go through and manipulate them so they all render properly. So there's still some work I have to do on them.
So you add these, and then obviously it's still a ballpark. Functionally speaking, it's a ballpark. So this is nice kind of window dressing.
Yeah,
and then what's that?
I was just agreeing with you. It is just window dressing, but it is still a functional park. So,
all right, where would you like to get started on this? Because there's a lot to look at.
Well, how about we can start on top of the building?
Oh yeah. Okay.
There. So as you told me, the owner runs a software company, which is Eriq Software, and I kind of I threw in a helicopter, and that's the owner's helicopter up there. So when that's there, that means he's in the office. and is probably watching from one of those corner windows.
And one thing we're priding ourselves on in this league is kind of like the lore, the backstory to all of this. So all of this absolutely like totally fits. Very much like a Walt Disney character. I think of this kind of like when you go to Disneyland. Back in the day, there would always be kind of this I believe it was a lamp that would be on. He had a functional apartment that he would stay in near Main Street in Disneyland. And when that was on, he knew Walt was home. So this is very much the signal that Sam Arkwright, the owner of this team in the stadium, is home. So this building is home to the software studios. And I love this. This is a nice little touch here. You and I talked about this behind the scenes, but this is a spot where only you don't see a staircase that goes out to the stands. This is for the people who actually work at Arc Software. They can go in and they have their very own little perch to watch ball games, take a break from work.
And also, you can kind of see that one little patch of the grass berm there is kind of walled off by a hedge. There's actually a door kind of right way off in the corner. There's a door so that people can get to that little berm from the office building.
No way. I did not. Oh, my gosh. Look at this.
Like a little door in there so people can get onto the field and onto that berm from the office building.
Wow. So there's going to be a mad scramble. If there's a home run ball over here, these people are going to be jumping down, go down the stairwell. They're going to run out and get themselves a home run baseball.
Exactly, unless Sam swoops down his helicopter faster.
Yes, exactly. Sam's in his helicopter. He's going to land down here. What a really nice touch. I figured there might be some Easter eggs that I wouldn't notice at first blush, and that's definitely the first. Okay, let's let's now maybe turn on the evening setting here. Get the cloudy skies, the sunset. Ooh. All right. So all right.
Another little Easter egg back there on the concourse next to the forward burger stand. And this is my nod to the creator of the game.
There it is.
So you hit the sign, you win the truck.
And I like the line under it. Hit the truck and win a tented truck. and we see the name here, Heinsohn Motors. And we know this name because
Marcus Heinsohn, of course, who created Out of the Park Baseball.
And I must tell you, I think I already let you know, but when you put this in here, and I feel like I had some input and some ideas for you. This was completely your idea. And I took a little frame capture of this. I sent it to Marcus because we did the Road to Release together last year. So I'm like, all right, if I was ever going to utilize his contact info again, I might as well send him a picture of this. And I said, do we have clear? Basically, I said, can we use this? He said, oh my gosh, absolutely. He thought that was the funniest thing. Okay, so we see that nice nod here. We've got to address the elephant in the room, so to speak, and that is the scoreboard. So this is very much something new, which is kind of funny because the process when you were building this ballpark, dynamic scoreboards were not a thing yet. This is unique to Out of the Park 26. And so you basically, after making the first draft of the ballpark, or actually final draft, you went through and then you changed this scoreboard to now reflect that it's a dynamic scoreboard. So in play, we're going to see all of this with our Red Rock League players.
Yep, you'll see the plays, you'll see the lineups, got that box score going on all the time. And as a little Easter egg that you actually recommended, that same thing is available on the back of the scoreboard for the people in the theme park.
Yeah.
So you'll probably no one fully playing the game is ever going to see that, but it is there.
And so yeah, so if you're at the theme park in Boulder City, by the way, don't go to Boulder City thinking there's a theme park there. Folks at home, this is completely fictional. This is our fantasy baseball universe. But in our fictional universe, Arc World, which is a theme park based upon the video games from Arc Software, which again is totally fictional. But you could be on a roller coaster and then you could see part of the game from here and you can see the exact scoreboard. Kind of a great two-way thing here, which which I think is a nice touch. And not only that, but you also reverse the Arc Park too on top. Okay, so let's keep going here. I want to kind of go here. So the stadium itself, kind of the let's see what I mean. Gosh, there's so much I want to look at here. But what else do you think stands out from this ballpark for you?
Oh gosh, I think most of what stands out for me in these parks is generally the stuff more out of play. Off in the outfield concourse. I spend my more time playing around with that stuff than I do most other things because that's what you're looking at. At least when I'm playing, that's what I'm looking at 90% of the time. Did stick Trader Sam's out there as a little tiki bar.
For Sam Arkwright, the owner.
Right. So a little because a lot of minor league parks will have things like that just around in the concourse, little party areas and picnic decks and family areas. And given we are sticking with a minor league theme, I kind of wanted to keep some of that going. Although the theme park here is definitely the big thing that catches your attention.
Well, it's absolutely stunning. I love it when, like some of these things, like I know I can customize myself, going through and I'll show people later on stream how to do this. I'm not touching a thing. Like it's just absolutely beautiful. Thank you for this, Home of the Dreamers. It's just fantastic. You really leaned into the color, the vibe, and it has a personality. Are you ready for the next ballpark now?
Yeah. I will have to go back and fix all those darn reversed burger stands.
Very small thing. Very small thing.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So let's go on here. We've got 4 ballparks today. That's our first Mountain Conference, or sorry, Mountain Division squad. Let's go next. We're going to go alphabetical order here, and we're going to go with the Iron County Outlaws. And this is in Cedar City, Utah. And let's dive in and show you the ballpark. Again, if you're just joining us right now, this is a ballpark tour with EriqJaffe, insanely talented modder in the OOTP community. And he was gracious and kind enough to answer the call when I said, would you be interested in building some ballparks for a fictional baseball universe where we're going to stream the games, people can create their very own player, run these teams. And so Eriq's giving us a little tour here. Where would you like to start here in Iron County?
Well, you start at the dugouts. I think might be a nice place to start there. I was playing around with distressing wood and getting the paint on the wood to look like it's actually really painted on the wood, which is something I've always kind of struggled with, and I think I finally nailed it.
This is seriously I mean, yeah, absolutely, you totally nailed it. I never would have thought in a million years this is the first time you kind of knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, I usually I just drop the graphics on there and call it a day, but I wanted to, as you can see from everything around, the whole place is very much a old west themed kind of place. A lot of wood and pressed tin ceiling under that concourse, if you notice.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to make everything look kind of old and roughed up and like it's been through the wars, because it's probably been there for 150 years.
And so we're really leaning into that. And as we go around the concourse here, you have these different areas. Can you tell us what each one of these is? We'll start with the roundup.
This is kind of a generic little party deck area with the picnic tables in there for people to sit at and watch the game.
Okay.
All the concession stands are it uses that same burgers thing, but I modified them to all the they're all vittles and grub, more Western themed, more wood beams.
Oh yeah.
And then a lot, like the wood beams holding up the concourse and the wood fences up there.
All right, we'll move around the concourse a little bit more. You got the post office here.
I look at a lot of these as being essentially, in a practical term, these are going to be concession areas, team stores, things along those lines. But I want to give you that kind of old west boardwalk kind of feel as it goes around. Oh,
And
I
I
see. I
know you
see.
see it. I'm not even going to
Yeah,
point it.
I'm seeing the black texture there on that last building.
Oh, okay.
So that's something that I didn't put the not faced on both sides. I'll have to fix that. So this
Are
is
you
good. I'm
you're
seeing
like literally taking notes right now, I think. And so what it looks like we got a place where we could have some farm animals or something like that, maybe a little petting zoo here.
that was the idea. I couldn't get. I was having a hard time finding like animal images and models that I could work with in there that would scale properly. So I just
Hmm.
kind of left it alone. But it's intended to be like pony rides and a petting zoo for the kids. And that of course is right next to the church because it is the Old West, and of course there's going to be a church in the Old West.
What a nice touch.
If you can
Dry
hit that,
goods.
you hit that, it's a miracle. And we have more of these buildings is going throughout the all around the concourse, wagon wheels everywhere, and just building after building. A few of them, as you can see, do have some seating on them for
Oh
some
yeah. Look at
rooftop
that.
seating get at Wrigley Field and.
Maybe this would be like some sort of luxury box here, right? Some kind of party area.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Those are going to be kind of luxury suites, luxury boxes. You have to, special ticket to get into those. I think the casino, small, not really a casino, but and they got the stores, and it's just kind of it's a little bit of the same after the same after the same in terms of what you're seeing along the concourse. But
And again, the little touches here, the nice touches. You've got the Utah flag here. It's in Cedar City, Utah, and you got the proper flag for that.
there's your wanted poster.
Oh yeah, let's talk about this. So I can't remember. It was something about like, can we get some kind of wanted sign for like a bounty? Like every game will have a bounty where if there's a bounty on a player, an opposing player, then if they strike out, then fans get a prize. And you put this up here on the scoreboard.
Yeah. Now I'm wondering now how hard it would be to actually make that a live element.
Oh yeah.
I haven't
Well, I
played
have
around
no
with that.
problem if I had to. I wouldn't mind customizing it every stream when these guys are our game of the night. Yeah. But now that's a possibility. I think when we were first talking about this, that it wasn't a thing. It was so again the dynamic scoreboard, and then the wanted dead or alive. We've got the bank. Again kind of filling with that theme. The sheriff, the land office, and
Land office is closed. Right?
the land office is closed. Yep. We're all out of land. No more land. We got the barber shop, the telegraph office, and then more. I love this. You have the Grand Hotel, and then you have the Silver Star Music Hall and more seats up here.
More seats up there. Yeah.
And then let's see what the sign says here. No guns, no gun, no drinks. Okay. And I picture this as I know some could say this is a facade. These things like almost like what was Rock Ridge from Blazing Saddles. No, this is I could picture it kind of a tourist trap kind of thing where it's like during the off season. This is something year round that people can go and maybe pan for gold or something and do all of that fun stuff. I think there's a functionality to this.
Yeah. And this side here, it's really just literally a mirror of what you see along the first base line. So it's actually
Fantastic.
the exact same models all thrown in there.
Oh my gosh! And then you got the cookies beanery here.
Again,
Yeah.
another party deck along
Yep.
that side.
I mean,
And if
just
you
A plus.
go onto the concourse kind of under the upper deck. I want to show people the roof
Oh, the roof.
underneath, farther down. Yeah, if you go down to the first level concourse,
Oh, okay.
and you can look up a little bit and kind of see there's your pressed tin ceiling along that concourse. It's a little awkward to get to.
Oh my gosh! Yes. What is this? Look at this
Oh,
pattern.
just had some fun with that.
Yeah. No kidding. Oh my gosh. That is so cool.
Again, it's the kind of thing where you're probably never going to see it in gameplay, but there it is. It is there. So
Oh, well, it's absolutely stunning. It is beautiful. It's a vibe. And again, this team is the Iron County Outlaws. So it just kind of, again, the ballparks were made with each team in mind, and again, just another absolute home run. And I know, especially for fans of the old Wild West, they are going to be in love with this ballpark, as am I. Oh, let's also look at the this area here. We never talked about this. So the dimensions are interesting too. It's kind of it's an angular, right? Like kind of harder angles here, not curved, and that was intentional.
yeah, this one does not have any curves in it. So in some ways, that's just easier to model.
Okay. But I like it.
Uh,
It's distinctive. I mean, we have some curved ballparks here, and here it's angular, and then also this serves as the batter's eye. Correct?
right, correct. Yeah, it's just kind of a dirt, a desert area that functions as your batter's eye.
All
There's
right.
kind of gray things down there. If you look from high up and up above, you can see those are actually the bullpens as well.
Oh yeah, look at that. You see each bullpen, sunken bullpen into the grass too. And so fans could come down here and they could perch right over here and watch each bullpen session, right?
They can drop beers on the pitchers, and
Yeah, exactly. Something for everybody. Maybe take some shaving cream from the barber shop and throw it down on them.
exactly. Only the visitors bullpen.
Only the visitors bullpen. Only. All right. So that is the home of the Iron County Outlaws, Outlaw Park. All right. Next up, oh my gosh. Let's go with the Mesquite Smoke from Mesquite, Nevada. EriqJaffe, who created these 4 ballparks for us, 4 Mountain Division ballparks. And we're going through here right now. All right, here we go. Are you ready? 3D model of what we're calling Union Station. And there's a lot to see here. Where do we start?
Uh, you can start right out in dead center, where this is the only one of the parks that doesn't have a dynamic scoreboard. Because I figured this one's obviously going with more of a railroad theme, and I wanted the scoreboard to kind of mimic that old departure arrival board, a little more manually operated kind of a thing. So it's similar to what you get at like a Wrigley Field again.
Old school. And you're a
Old
Chicago
school.
person that you love the nod, right?
I do indeed. Even though I'm not a Cub fan, but if we would let that go.
The other, just, and believe me, I know as an A's fan in the Bay Area that like there's the, I hate to say it, but kind of like you feel like the second class citizen in your market. Everybody loves one team, but there's like the diehard real fans, the fans of the White Sox. Sorry, shots fired on you Cubs fans out there. All right.
So what you got there is a repurposed roundhouse. Obviously, train yards will always have those. So the trains can go in and get serviced and taken care of, and that actually connects both sides of the outfield concourse. So you see, there's doors people can go through and actually walk through that roundhouse like a little indoor museum.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah. And then behind that, there's a track and a little trolley that it basically goes back and forth along the entire outfield concourse.
I did not even notice this. I don't know how I missed this.
Yeah, little trolley that way, and on each corner there's a train station, so you can actually take the trolley back and forth from side to side on the outfield. There's your train station. That's awfully black. I'm not sure what's up with that.
Let me change it to daytime. That might change it.
Another note. Okay.
Okay.
So, well, in better lighting, that looks like a train station. I'm not quite sure why it's all black.
So you can take it from one end of the ballpark to another. So a great thing, and it is all these ballparks are family-friendly environments, right? It's budget, small towns. You can get in for $1, and you want to watch some baseball. Your kids want to go do some stuff. Throw them on the train. You can go from one to the other. And then you have now our first models too. We also have some models behind. Now it's protected behind this fence because we don't want. Hey, it's okay if we ding Marcus's pickup truck. We don't want to ding these beautiful trains.
Exactly. So when my son was young, he was really in the trains for a while. Spent a lot of time at railroad museums when he was a toddler. So I kind of built a railroad museum of my own out there on the concourse. So you have some examples of some steam engines and diesel engines, and that continues on the other side. The other side has a few more actual train cars available.
And you can go
And
right in. The door's open. You can go right in, just like your son
go into
did.
the caboose, and yeah, and even the passenger car I think has a, I can't remember that, I don't remember if that's got an open door or not.
And
Uh,
and there is, I know of one ballpark, a minor league ballpark that I'm very fond of, and in real life actually has a one of these train cars available where you can rent it out, and it's like a private suite, and you watch it from the outfield concourse. Yeah.
we'll see something similar to that coming up in other parks. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. You have been teased. All right, so there's the all the trains, and then let's go inside. I love it. Like there's a baseball stadium too, Doc. There's a field where people play baseball. Yes, we should probably look at that too.
And the field is the field; they're all kind of the same. But
Let's talk about the field real quick. I thought this was interesting. This stood out to me. I liked it. Is that these little paths here from the infield dirt and then also from home plate?
I wanted to kind of again go with more of a little bit more of an old school kind of theme with feel for this park, just because of the classic railroad history. And in fact, if you see the luxury boxes up there,
yes, sir.
Not actually luxury boxes. They are actually repurposed dining cars. And if you zoom in close enough, you'll see there's people in there.
That is just so It's so cool. And so it's exactly it's a train car, but it is a luxury box for anybody who wants that train experience, but then wants to watch a baseball game.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh
So
my
you can
gosh.
sit there in the luxury box car.
What
and
a
watch the
nice
game.
touch. So cool. So this is, I think, and then also look at this, just a nice little thing too. Extra picnic tables for anybody who wants to go. And
Exactly.
very family first.
I believe I've got one along the other side. I tend to make my concourses pretty symmetrical as a habit. So yeah, there's another little party deck on that side, and I guess those are only for people in the in that luxury suite area. So
Again, this is home of your Mesquite Smoke. This is Union Station. Did we cover all the bases, or did we miss anything?
I think we got everything here. I definitely see some things to fix.
Well, to me, it's perfection. Let's go to the next one here. And oh my gosh, is this already our last one? We only get one more.
I think so.
Oh my gosh, this is. But I say this like, oh, that was quick. How long did it take to build each ballpark, or does it vary?
It varies a little bit. Generally, working on it off and on over the course of a week or two. Making the basic ballpark shape really is not that difficult. It's getting a lot of the detail work done takes a while. Sometimes I discover things in the model that don't work, and I have to kind of reshape things, which can be kind of a pain. But
well, let's dive into Monarch Field here. This will be the last one, and we're going to dive in here. So I guess I'll before we get into it, I'll kind of let everybody know at home, kind of like the backstory to this. I told Eriq that the owner of this team was born and raised from humble beginnings. Started and lived in a mobile home community when she was young, and Wound up of all things really finding a taste for turning something kind of like ignored or distressed and turning it into something beautiful. And she got her first start. She started working in a motel very early on through hard work. Wound up running her own motel from there. She started her own business, and from there she started Monarch Properties, which had the Monarch Motel and then the Monarch Hotel. And her name is Victoria Duke, which would explain why the team is called the Dukes. And that's kind of the backstory. And with that, let's dive in. Where would you like to start, Eriq?
Again, the Concord outfield is going to be where most of the fun stuff is. We can start in we can start out in right there by the scoreboard. One of the things you had mentioned about the owner was that she also started her career kind of flipping storage lockers. So she would go into storage lockers and find things.
Oh my gosh, I forgot. Yes, she was a storage locker hunter. Yes.
And that big building there actually is a functioning storage facility. If you roll around to the other side, you'll see there are actually truck loading docks.
Oh my gosh, no way.
So that actually is a functional business. I didn't paint anything on the building to indicate such, but there it is.
Wow. Okay.
You've got your floorboard mounted on top of there. And one little thing I thought was kind of enjoyable is if you go from day to night, the color of Monarch Field up there actually changes. So daytime, it's blue. At night, it lights up yellow. So both in team colors.
That is so cool. Wow. And fans will probably see that. They'll notice that during the game. That is, and not only I'm talking about like when people are actually watching our live streams, they're going to notice that. Oh my gosh. Very much like a hotel vibe too. You know, there's vacancy. The lights are on. They're ready to take your business.
And then if you continue along that outfield towards center, it becomes a bit of a history of the owner, because you got your mobile home park out there in right center. So you have a few mobile homes and some trailers, and all of these are functional rental properties as well.
So you can stay in almost like Daytona style, or you could stay for a few days, or you could stay for weeks or months. It's very functional, like a real living space.
Exactly, and then you do have full access to the stadium during games, so you have access to the entire run of the park throughout all that. Of course, if you're unfortunate enough to rent the one that's behind the batter's eye, that's your own problem.
Well, you're protected. You won't have to worry about any dents on your Airstream.
And then farther along, as you get towards left center field, there is a replica of the motel. So there's the Monarch Motel, and again, this is all available property to rent and stay at. There's currently no vacancy at the Monarch Motel, by the way, if you notice the sign. But and each one of those has a bit of a little party area out in front as well. So you've got some picnic areas, some deck chairs out there. And then towards left field is when you get into more the modern age, and then there's the big fancy hotel, which I don't believe I had that. Yeah, I didn't have that light change, but so you've got that hotel. It's got its own private grass berm. It's got a pool that you can watch the games from with a hot tub. And,
oh my gosh.
And it doesn't matter which of the rental properties you stay in. You can be staying in the hotel or the trailer park, and you have access to all this. So
that's the Monarch way. Yeah.
The Monarch, all that is for the guests.
Wow. Just stunning. Just absolutely stunning. I'm just looking up above too, the lights and the motel. Oh my gosh. I mean, the motel signage and stuff. It's very much she loves this character, loves taking old neglected places, and this would be exactly in her wheelhouse. All right, so let's keep going here. You have the bullpen. You have again a fan first environment, right, where people can have a bite to eat and watch all the action, and that includes a bullpen.
Exactly, and you got that kind of three-level party deck, which is kind of a staple at a lot of minor league parks. So they have that. Arc Park's got one as well. I don't think we pointed that one out. And then it's got your big two-level picnic table deck up there. There's some event tents back there for people to get some shade because it does get pretty sunny out there.
Oh yeah. I think if we were to look at the temperature today, I'm sure it's in the 90s already, and we're in March.
Exactly. And along the concourse is relatively straightforward. I actually used one of my old minor league parks as the base for this one. Out of the park doesn't render it terribly well, but the roof has those peaked little things that pop out. If you get close, you can kind of see where the textures change direction a little bit, so you can get a better idea of how those look. And probably the last little thing there is, again, back towards the right field corner. There's a little play area near the in between the concourse and the storage facility. So you've got a little kids play area, complete with a basketball court. It's the Monarch Kids Club, little playground, bounce house. So it's a place for the kids to go and play if they don't want to, if they're getting bored with the game.
Mm-hmm. It's everything. And if you bring stuff into your ballpark in the ballpark and they're not allowed, you know how sometimes you go through the ballpark and they're like, "Sorry, your backpack's too big" or whatever. You know what you do?
You put them in the storage locker.
Throw in the storage locker. Oh my! What a ballpark! Just absolutely stunning. A plus. It's gosh. Any final thoughts on Monarch Field before we go back?
Oh gosh, not really. I mean, I think we've kind of covered all we're doing there. But yeah, I'm happy with how it turned out.
All right, let's get back to. Oh, not me. Hold on. Not about me. It's about this guy. Hold on. All right, let's get back to Eriq here, who's our guest here on our special episode here, where we're showing off the Mountain Division ballparks for the Red Rock League. And so in your experience, Eriq, what's the process like when you build ballparks?
Well,
Yeah, like the conversation. How does that go? Like usually when you do a project, is it you see a request on a forum where somebody's looking for something, or is it more like, hey, I've been inspired by something, I want to do it? How does that process work when you decide to take on a project and then make it happen?
it's generally more, I just kind of follow in my own muse, as it were, because ballparks aren't trivial to me. It's not like making a uniform is relatively easy. Ballpark is a lot more labor intensive, a lot more detailed. I generally have not been taking requests, although I have gotten them over the years. Just because every request would be that's going to be a couple of weeks
Yeah.
worth of work. But generally speaking, and most of the models I've done have actually been based on real parks anyway. I do a lot. I'm slowly working my way through AA baseball right now, kind of recreating real parks. I did a series based on a league that a guy on the Chris Creamer sportslogos.net message boards had created. That's available as the USBL, where there's I think it's 28, 30 different parks that I built off of that. But most of the ones I do, especially nowadays, are trying to recreate real environments, which presents its own set of challenges. As far as fictional stuff, I just kind of get a bit of an idea and just kind of go with it and see where it goes and play around.
And you don't do this for a living, right?
No, I do not.
Have you ever thought about it?
No.
Okay. So
Take the fun out.
but this is kind of scratches your creative itch, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Between this and some of the utilities I've made, yeah, I spend far more time doing this than playing out of the park these days. That's for sure.
Do you get to play any out of the park?
I do play. Not a ton anymore. But I do. Yeah.
Well, you know, we're
And
going to have to make a player in your honor. That we're going to create a player for you for the Red Rock League, and I'm going to give you all sorts of power ups, and he's going to be a megastar.
Switch hitting second baseman.
Okay, switch hitting second baseman. You got it.
That is what I played in Little League, and I was one of the only switch hitters on my team, even though I really couldn't.
Why did you switch hit?
Kind of cool.
I mean, really cool, right? All right, yeah. I was wondering if there was a certain player that came to mind to inspire you to do that.
Not a specific one, no.
Okay.
Just I thought it was kind of cool that people did that. So.
Well, it's really cool that you do this, and it's so awesome that I mean, we rave all day about the out of the park community, and I feel like it is where it is because of people like you. That you actually mentioned a couple utilities. Can you? So utility is for the layperson at home. This is a program that people can use. So what are these utilities?
They are the big one is the Uniform Maker. It's a desktop app that allows people to create uniforms. It's got templates kind of built into it, so if you don't have access to Photoshop or find the learning curve too steep, it's a free app. You can download. I have it on GitHub. Available for Mac and Windows, and even for Linux if you're that kind of person. And it just allows you to create uniforms relatively easily. I have ones for making caps and jerseys from the older style from out of the park before they had the new 3D models, and a couple of more single-purpose utilities for modifying the world XML files and things like that.
And did you? I think you have a logo maker out there too, right?
I do have a logo maker.
Okay, so you touch them all. You touch all the bags here. You got it all.
Yeah.
Oh.
The first one I ever did was actually a 2D stadium maker. So way back before there was any 3D at all, you could create a 2D ballpark diagram, and it would generate all the different park factors for you.
Fantastic. I mean, again, we couldn't do it without you. Like I know Out of the Park has come so far with the Major League Baseball licensing and getting real players in the league and the team logos but this game at its core is still it's community driven, and the fact that people can choose, like it blows my mind how many different ways you can enjoy this game, and for many people, one of them is just the straight up immersion that you get when you get to see these players instead of just like the simulations of how well they play and what they do and all the ratings and all of that, which is a huge part. But then you get to see them play, and to me, that is so cool because it makes it real. And because of you and what you've done here in the Red Rock League, when we create our players, it feels like, I mean, it feels real, doesn't it? It feels like the real deal. Like you could almost picture this league.
Yeah, it definitely gives you a lot more immersion than everybody playing in a generic stadium.
Yeah, we love it. We don't want. Hey, default ballpark is fine, but we want the real deal, right?
We will. I will say, Out of the Park 26 now generates random 3D parks for which is kind of a nice touch. So it uses this built-in park generator for that, which is useful. It's better than everyone playing in the same big Philadelphia stadium.
Right. Yeah, exactly. A little bit of variety.
A little bit of variety, exactly.
Eriq, thanks so much. We appreciate it. And I'm going to put you on the spot here because I'm recording. You know, at some point, maybe this league may expand. We'll give it some time. Can we put you down for a ballpark or two if this league is ever ready to expand?
I think I can pencil.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We got to take it one game at a time, one season at a time. But we've got a fantastic start here.
Marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. Eriq, appreciate it. Thanks for coming on here.
Thanks a lot.